This episode's Beer of the Week is Strike Brewing Company's Two Seam IPA out of San Jose, California. It's a simple malt base with a moderate bitterness. It boasts a glorious aroma of mango, apricot, and pine, with a dry finish that will have coming back for more. And on this episode, we discuss the results of UFC Fight Night 121 from Sydney, Australia, Werdum versus Tybura, as well as preview next week's UFC Fight Night from Shanghai, Michael Bisping versus Kelvin Gastelum. Stay tuned.
The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 19 of MMA to the Max. I am your host, Robert Taylor, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Joseph Hudson, a.k.a. Riverside Joe. How are you feeling today, Joe?
Not my normal phenomenal self, man. Some bug, whatever it is that you had, made its way down south to me, and now I feel like shite. But I'm here for you guys every week, except for the one week I wasn't, because I know how much you want me and need me around. So you're welcome.
Well, I mean, I was there for him that week, but it was a disaster, so yeah, please show up for now on.
We all know what happens when I'm not around, that's what I'm saying. If I'm not
try to go solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe maybe the same bug that's getting on you right now is the same thing that was affecting all the fighters from last night's episode, because I got to admit, man, that show was a drag to sit through.
Dude, the longest UFC card to date, right?
Yeah, if not, it's close enough.
Yeah.
At least it felt like it. Jesus. I mean, sure, I worked like a 12-hour day beforehand, but geez, man, it was just hard to sit there. I was finding myself falling asleep. I actually dozed off for a quick second in the main event. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't very impressed with it. I know Fabricio Werdum, everybody's expecting him to walk through Tybura. I rate Tybura a lot higher than a lot of people out there do. I just think Werdum was a little too soon for him. But I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about the performance, because Werdum he does look like he's slowing down a little bit. He's almost 40. If not, he is 40.
I think he is 40. I don't know. I thought that Werdum was going to walk through. I thought his jiu-jitsu game was going to get the better of Marcin Held. Oh wait, no, I made that same mistake that they kept making last night. Marcin Tybura. No, I thought that his jiu-jitsu was going to win him. He was going to get him to the ground and win the fight, obviously, with his superior jiu-jitsu. But I would like to say Fabricio's gas tank looked phenomenal. Marcin's gas tank looked really damn good as well. We know Werdum's striking has come a long way and continues to come a long way, but I thought his stand-up looked good against a guy who is a legit striker in Marcin Tybura. And then Tybura, when he was on the ground on his back, he did a great job of defending against Fabricio and almost giving Fabricio certain looks just to make him bite so that he could scramble and get back up. So hats off to Tybura's ground game and surviving what is someone who was too soon for him. And I think he should move up in the rankings simply by being able to go 5 rounds with Werdum.
Well, I mean, he was ranked number 8 in the very thin heavyweight division. So, I mean, a lot of people would look at it and be like, okay, he's ranked number 8. Fabricio Werdum was ranked number 2. It's not that big of a jump up, but it definitely is. I mean, he should at least maintain his ranking position, at least at number 8.
Sure. He lost to the number 2 guy in a good fight, a clear decision for Fabricio, but
that
still
was
a good 5-round fight.
Short notice, too. So,
yeah, it was definitely short notice.
Yeah. He looked good in losing, at least in losing all 5 rounds. Well, I know one of the judges gave him 1 round, and I could see, I forgot which round it was off the top of my head, but I could see it for sure. I think it was round 4.
Yeah, where he rocked for Werdum a couple
Yeah.
times and wobbled him. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd give
so
it a fill count for it too.
the fact that he was able to do that in the fourth round it speaks volumes of his gas tank, his power, and his heart. It was just too soon of a step up in competition. I would have liked to seen what he could have done against Mark Hunt. Probably would have picked him against Mark Hunt with all the issues Mark Hunt's been talking about.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those situations where even in defeat, you come out looking better than you did going in.
You can call it a moral victory, I guess. I've heard that used in politics. I think that's poppycock, but you can call it a moral victory to be able to prove that he belonged in there with someone as seasoned and as good as Werdum. He proved he belonged in the same octagon as the number 2 ranked contender. So yeah, I'm real happy with him. We need some good young blood in the heavyweight division. There's some starting to come up. So
Well, he's somebody. I mean, even speaking of young blood, a fight before this fight, or at least a comeback fight, somebody against like a Curtis Blades would have been much better to actually gauge where he's at, because Curtis Blades is a fighter that's on his way up as well. Actually, hell, that would not be a bad fight to see for next for Werdum, to be honest. I mean, if they're going to keep throwing Werdum in there, if they're just going to keep throwing all these prospects in there with Werdum, hoping for one of them to knock him off, or to see if Werdum can maintain his spot. Like, I mean, he didn't do much to secure another title shot, to show enough that we could be like, okay, he could probably beat Stipe this time. I don't think he's done enough
to finish him.
So
he would have
why not just, if he's not going to get the title shot, which I highly doubt he will, that's obviously going to the winner of Overeem and Ngannou. Let's just have Werdum start defending his ranking to all these up-and-coming prospects. I think that'd be fun, and I think a fight against Curtis Razor Blades would be great next.
One question, though, in these next fights with Werdum, is he allowed to bring in the boomerang? Or does that have to stay outside the octagon? I know we talked about X-Pac heat, but still, come on.
That news headline was the funniest thing I've ever read. I thought it was fake. Man assaults another man with a boomerang.
Not just a man assaults another man, 2 highly skilled MMA fighters. Again, I don't think very highly of Covington, but still, he's in the UFC. He's a great fighter, obviously, to be in the UFC. And Werdum, they have a scuffle, and he throws a boomerang at his face. Yeah. You got a welterweight versus a heavyweight. Let's do it. Let's take away weight classes and let Werdum go to town on Covington. See what happens.
Yeah, man. See, that's what I get what Covington's trying to do. I really do. I'm not a fan of it.
Correct.
But I mean, come on, man. Now you're just coming off way too fake. You're sitting there calling him, and excuse my language, and I apologize for using this word because I am going to say it verbatim. You're sitting there calling the man a faggot while backing up. Like what?
Well, yeah, he was taunting the bull, or I know there's a saying like that, but so yeah, he was egging him on. He was pushing his buttons. He was trying to get him to react, and Werdum bit hook, line, and sinker.
He threw a boomerang at him. I thought it was great. He posted a picture on social media of him buying another boomerang. He said, "I got to get another one since the other one didn't come back."
Oh, that's pretty funny. The bummer part, though, is a fan gave it to him.
Oh man, yeah, I think it's unfortunately Werdum might be in a lot of trouble, but I thought it was they don't tolerate that crap down there in Australia. So
no, he has to. I don't know how it stand trial in what regards or an arraignment. I think like on the 13th or something like that of December.
Yeah, he's either got to stay there or fly back out, but.
You know, he might leave and just have someone represent him in his stead. I know you can do stuff like that in the U.S. Because I don't think there's going to be any kind of extradition necessary for him to do jail time. He might just have to pay a fine. Yeah, but still, it sucks. It sucks for him. I mean, of the 2 people, I like Werdum more. But Werdum, this is 2 events in a row where he's lost his shit on smaller guys.
Well, maybe those smaller guys, I mean, not to defend him too much, but maybe those smaller guys keep their mouth shut.
Covington instigated him. What happened between him and Ferguson was talking and Werdum interrupted him.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, buddy, I'm not done yet. And then Fabrizio didn't like that. But they have bad blood between their managers, and camps don't like each other kind of thing, you know. So they knew they weren't didn't like each other. But in that instance, I was on Ferguson's side, I guess you could say. I understood Ferguson on this side. I don't understand Covington. I know what he's trying to do. He's just trying to be the heel. Maybe he really is a heel because he seems to be playing it really well. It's got us even talking about him again.
It comes off a little too fake, but yeah, everybody's talking about him. I think that's the big thing, and that's the sad state of affairs in the world of MMA right now. But
it is, man. But on that side note, most of the post-fight interviews at the end of this show were positive. I think a lot of people. I think there is no dark side without the light side. There is no light side without the dark side.
I think your son disagrees with you.
He definitely does disagree with me. He's just like his Uncle Robert here. Daddy can't be right.
I was gonna say, it sounds like he's like telling you to shut your mouth because he's one of those new fans growing up that's into all this WWE stuff in MMA. So,
yeah.
Speaking of that, though, getting off this card real quick, we could come back to it. I just don't want to forget about this thought. Have you been keeping up on the congressional hearing with the Ali Act, HR 44?
Bits and pieces of it, but
specifically what Mark Wayne Mullen did with the little engagement, the little debate he had with Mark Ratner.
Yeah, I read the transcripts on that, and I thought that he represented himself and the Ali Act really well.
He makes a lot of very valid points. Yeah, very valid points that Mark Ratner could not argue back with. So I'm in favor of the Ali Act.
Yeah.
For MMA. I don't want it to turn into what boxing used to be with the fixes and everything like that.
Yeah, we've got to figure out a way to modify it for MMA, because you can look at it now. Okay, it's been instituted, it's been acted in boxing for 30 years now, 30 plus years now, and you can see how it's affected things negatively. So let's modify it, call it the Couture Act, and modify it for MMA.
You just call it the MMA Act, really. I mean, just whatever. But
well,
I'm definitely in favor of fighters getting to see the financials and knowing how much stake they have in those financials, as well as a proper ranking system. Mark Wayne Mullen was saying with the Dan Henderson Bisping fight.
Yeah,
Mark Ratner's like, that was a natural rematch, and Mark Wayne Mullen said, "Yeah, I agree. I wanted to see it, but he was ranked number 10. Did number 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 all turn down that fight before you gave it to Dan Henderson?" He said, "No." He's like, "Then it's not a world title."
Yeah,
I think it was said to him. Somebody told him from the UFC. I forgot Lawrence. I forgot the guy's name. Told him that it's basically an award bestowed upon the best fighter that night.
Yeah, that's what he was saying, and it's true. And if you look at what the rumors of a Tyron Woodley versus Nate Diaz, that makes absolutely no sense. He's not even a welterweight, and he's not even like.
And his last fight at welterweight, he lost.
Yeah,
we can argue the decision all you want. Some people thought Diaz won. Some people agreed with the decision of Conor. It doesn't matter.
That's regardless. Yeah, but you can look at it. Okay, let's say he was the number one contender at lightweight, and he was running through everybody, and Conor McGregor's nowhere to be found, and there's no interim belt. And this could be exciting. At least he's the number one contender, just one weight division below. It's not right, but there's an argument for it. But he's ranked number 5, and he hasn't fought in a year and a half.
And even then, ranked at number 5 at lightweights. Very generous.
Exactly. He's a top 10 fighter as long as he's going to be active, but he shouldn't be number 5 because of inactivity alone.
I agree. I agree, and that's why I'm in favor of what Mark Wayne Mullen was saying. He brought up Conor versus Floyd, and they said, it was a fight that the fans wanted to see, and he's like, I agree, but it was not for a title.
Well, it was the money belt.
Yeah, they created a fake title to hype it up. That's fine, and stuff like that's cool. You can do the big money fights that people want to see. If people want to see them, it shouldn't matter if there's a title on the line or not.
Here, this is what the UFC does, and they take a page from the WBC. They make a money belt, so you can have you can have the Tyron Woodley versus Diego Sanchez. Damn it, my brain is not working today. Versus Diaz.
It's that medicine, man. It's that medication.
Yeah, versus Diaz, and you can have that fight for the money belt. And then Diaz wins that. He's got the money belt, so who's the next money fight? Oh, he wants to fight a middleweight now. We put him back to a lightweight. And you can pass a money belt around, or you can have 2 money belts. You know what I mean? Or something.
I was going to say, they're pretty much on their way to doing that already with how many interim titles have been in play in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, well, Conor McGregor has been the reason for 2 weight divisions having interim belts. But
my disdain for that man.
Yeah,
as a businessman,
I like watching him.
He's
fight,
a great fighter. I love to watch him fight. What he's done to the sport in terms of destroying the effectiveness of the ranking system, destroying the integrity of the ranking system. I have so much disdain for that man, and I've said it many times on this show.
Yeah, I think he didn't destroy it. He basically there was a leak in the dike, and he just barreled through it. It was already getting that way. A lot of times there were guys fighting that shouldn't have been. The money fight wasn't as big as it was now. I think that has to do more with WMG, ING, QS, PRT taking over. Since
they're Endeavor now, man. They're Endeavor. They changed their name to Endeavor.
I know.
Is so much better. Yeah, I get it though. But yeah, they're trying to recoup all their money as much as they can. They're as fast as they can. They're $4.2 billion that they used to buy the UFC. So
exactly, the UFC used to be.
But,
go ahead.
I get it. It's just you can do that and get the money fights, but don't do it at the sake of destroying your rankings and the prestige of your titles. The lightweight title is just, it used to be one of the most sought after championships. Like, it was the most exciting fights. The division was so deep. You had contenders out the ass ready to step in on the next, for the next defense. And now it's just, they're just knocking each other off because the champion of the division doesn't want to defend. Same thing happened to the featherweight division. And, even that title right now is still trying to, it's got to build its prestige back up.
Well, yeah, anytime it goes from being non-linear, it goes to being a non-linear title, it always messes it up, right?
Exactly.
Except for like in GSP's case where he stepped down with the belt, okay, then the next person comes in, so it's the end of that line at least. But when you go interim, then it's non-linear until you unify it again, right? So, and that's kind of the thing with Conor McGregor being stripped of that flyweight belt. Well, now it's non-linear and it doesn't have a chance to be,
Hey Joe, you just said Conor being stripped of the flyweight belt.
Featherweight, Jesus, featherweight belt, dude. I'm telling you, I apologize, man. I'm trying to be on my game here.
That's okay, man. That's okay.
Featherweight belt.
I'm glad you're stepping in and recording with the way you feel.
Yeah, let's just make sure that I don't say Kevin Gastelum when we talk about that card.
Yeah.
I don't want to pull that out. Side joke there. So since he was stripped of the featherweight belt, it's now non-linear and you can't unify it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, Max Holloway has it. Well, is he really the best? I mean, he did beat Aldo, who was the king there forever until he lost the belt. So it puts a whole hamper on it. And if McGregor doesn't come back to fight for the lightweight belt, it does the same thing. It at least for the next couple, call it generations, not literally, but generations of title holders, until it has a storied past, it's tainted. I don't know.
I completely agree. I can't argue anything. I mean, we're on the same side of that coin.
Yeah.
It's been very disappointing just watching a guy talk his way into a title shot and then not defending a title and kind of ruining the. That's just very disappointing.
He earned the featherweight.
No, he earned that title shot. I was talking about talking his way into the lightweight title. Yeah. It's very disappointing. He earned the featherweight title. He earned the shot and everything, but. Well, I'm going to argue he didn't earn the first shot. But then when he beat Chad Mendes in the interim title, he definitely earned it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did enough to get an early shot. I think that it was an early shot, the one when he fought for the interim belt with Mendes. But I saw enough of it. He was doing all the right things. He was beating people the way and how he said. He had earned it in my mind through his actions and calling his shots. Maybe not as much as, let's say, like Holloway earned their shot or Ferguson earned their shot, right? Those guys really, really earned their shot. They chewed the division apart. 10-fight winning streak. They deserved that. But now they're the ones with the belt, and I think they're going to be the two to hold on to it for a long time. And I know you and I have gone back and forth, talking lightweight, Khabib versus Ferguson. I'm still picking Ferguson all the way. If Khabib gets past Barboza, which I think he does.
If Khabib can beat a bear, he can beat a Kukui, an El Kukui. So
I don't know, man. That's a boogeyman. That's a fictional, scary creature. A bear is real.
But speaking of disappointing,
oh, you're talking about your fiance? Oh, disappointed in you.
I
might be sick, but I still got my insults.
No, I want to highlight real quick Will Brooks.
Yeah, so sad, man.
I don't know what's going on with that man, but that is not the same guy that tore through Bellator and just beat the hell out of Michael Chandler.
Yeah, not at all. You saw it have something to do with it, maybe?
No, I just think it's motivation. He just doesn't look like he doesn't have that killer look in his eyes like he used to. You know, the eye of the tiger, as they call it. He just doesn't look like he has it. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. It's like maybe his goal was this whole time to get to the UFC, and now he's there. He has no will after that, no drive.
Will has no will.
Yeah, no pun intended, but yeah, I don't
know,
no man.
will. It's the
he
no
still looks
will.
the same to me. It's not like body-wise.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe you saw it, but he looks the same. He's still just as big, just as ripped, just as quick.
His thighs are still just as huge. I mean, it's just I just think it's motivation and just lack of fight IQ. It's just he makes dumb mistakes, like shooting into that guillotine with his head right there on the side, just asking for it. I don't know what. You make a good point too about him not having the drive to do it. It's like, I don't know. He's too hesitant, and when he does commit, I picked him again because I really, really, it's my heart, man. I want him to be successful for multiple reasons. One, to prove that Bellator's top 5 are that good, which we've talked about, and we've seen it when UFC guys go over there, but that's still the argument. Well, the UFC guys went over there because they weren't doing so well on the UFC anymore, or they knew what was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So you want to see the Bellator guys come to the UFC and do well to prove that. That's where you can really prove that statement. Yeah, exactly.
And it's not happening. It's not happening so far. I mean, well, Eddie Alvarez, but he lost his belt in his first title defense, so we'll see. But at least he's won some and fought the top guys and done well.
No, I agree. And I don't know, man. In Bellator, there was not a man in that promotion or even that came from that promotion, including Eddie Alvarez, that I would have picked over Will Brooks after what he did to Chandler.
After what he did to Chandler, I thought he was one of the best lightweight out there. I was so excited for him to come to the UFC. And his first performance against Pearson's made sense, a little octagon jitters, the big show. And then Oliveira, who in my mind is a cheater, and I lost all respect for him after that fight, missing weight by like 15 pounds and all that other crap. And then he just hasn't seemed to recover, man. He hasn't gotten it on. I don't know what he needs to figure something out.
I just don't know if he's I think he needs to be sent back somewhere. Like he needs to be cut and get that drive again, because I don't know. And I hate to say that. I hate to advocate for somebody getting released or fired. But he needs to find what he had before in Bellator. He needs to find that drive. He needs to find that purpose, because he does not have it, and you can see it in his eyes.
Anthony
at least
Johnson,
I can.
Arlovsky, the same thing. They went to WSOF, now Professionals Fight League. Yeah, send him there for a little bit, man. It's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt his paycheck a little bit, but maybe he'll get that fire back under him, get a couple good wins instead of having tune-up fights in the UFC. Go to a B League like the Professional Fight League. Get yourself some tune-ups, get 4 or 5 wins on your belt in the next 18 months or something. Come back to the UFC and be the beast that we know you are. That's the thing that bugs me. It's like,
or at least that we hope he is.
Man, that wasn't a fluke against Chandler though, because he had proven himself against other top 5 fighters in Bellator. He deserves to be here. He's just, I don't know, man. Some people, fear of success kind of thing, is getting in his head. Maybe he needs a mental coach. I don't know.
That's a good point too. It's very possible. It's just been very disappointing. Nick Lentz in his post fight calling out the entire American top team, at least for his division. That's what I'm assuming he's meaning, because if he's calling out other people at American top team, wouldn't be very smart.
He's calling out Usman?
Yeah, if he wants to call it Usman, that's future welterweight champion Kamaru Usman, for everybody that isn't on board that bandwagon yet.
Yeah, and I want to keep this, because we'll touch base on the end of the show. But Usman's color analyzing, man, dude, I'm really enjoying him on Titan FC.
Oh, dude, he's great. He's always been great on Titan FC. And hey, well, speaking of Titan FC, we might as well just highlight this real quick, in case anybody missed it on Friday evening. Titan FC 46.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right. Titan FC 46. Torres versus De Jesus. And damn, that was a great fight. That was a great fight. That was a great fight. I was actually worried for Shorty in the first round, because De Jesus was landing on him, and he was quick. He was fast.
Jesus was a lot bigger, which I was, assuming was going to be the case.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Shorty's a flyweight, so.
Yeah, Shorty's a good-sized flyweight and not a big flyweight. It's not like he's cutting tons of weight.
Yeah, he's already I was gonna say he's undersized for a flyweight for the most part. That's why he's nicknamed Shorty. He's small, but
but the speed of De Jesus is what surprised me. I didn't see that in his last fight. The speed of his jab and his 1-2, and it was getting on Shorty a little bit. And of course I was nervous because I'm like, all right, this guy's this fast and he's this big, but Shorty never ever ever got worried. He got wobbled a little bit, but he always pushed forward. He always kept going, and his small size and incredible stamina and skill allowed him to take that fight with a 4th round night rear naked choke.
Oh man, it was great. I was so happy, and you could see the look in Shorty's eyes, like the strain of trying to make sure that choke happened, and he didn't gas out his arms. Like he was like, "This is all or nothing right now." You could see it.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him again soon and ask him about his mindset when he had that choke on. But the look in his eyes or in his face as he's choking, he was basically, this was all or nothing. That's what it looked like. He's like, if I don't finish this guy, if this guy gets out of his choke, if he somehow escapes, I don't know what's going to happen. That's the look, at least in his face, that I took from it. That's what I took from that look. But luckily,
it was
De Jesus, it was tight for sure. But anything could have happened.
Anything happened. Dude.
Yeah, but he was like, man, Shorty's just
so happy,
Jesus,
bro.
man, so good. 6-0 now as a professional.
And his post fight, hey Maynard, unblock me on social media. Come on, let's do this. I want to fight on a December 30th card. Let's go.
Oh, dude,
checked out healthy. He can get that cut patched up. I think he'll be okay. I don't know if he broke his hand or anything else.
I'm pretty sure he's all completely healthy, all good to go. Aside from that cut, so that cut heals up, he's good to go. Let's get that man in the UFC. It's well overdue. It's well overdue. This man, oh Jesus, so happy that he won. I was very worried, like I said in the first round. He started picking it up in about towards the end of the second and then the third. But he's definitely, when he gets to the UFC, he's definitely coming in as a flyweight.
Oh yeah. He's not going to fight a bantamweight in the UFC. If Maynard wants to be a dick, he'll throw him, a short notice fight at bantamweight, which he'll take because Shorty's a beast.
Hey Shorty, we got a fight with Cody Garbrandt coming up.
We'll go ahead and get you in, and we're going to sign you.
This is what you get for bugging me so much and telling me to unblock you.
Yeah, and you're going to do it for 8-8 against a beast like that. And it's not that I don't think that,
you train with TJ?
Has
oh,
chance.
Yeah, you're going to go up against Cody.
It's not that it's like way out of the realm for Shorty to win those fights, but he's not a bantamweight, and to fight the best of the best in his first UFC fight would be a little much.
I'd still be rooting for him. Yeah, I mean, we're being perfectly honest. Yeah, it would be a little too much. But no, bring him in in the flyweight division. There's a lot of flyweights for his first UFC fight that he could shine against. Shine. Now, I'm not just saying win. I'm talking about shine. So
the little beef with him and Brooks we've talked about before would be fun to see them fight, because I know exactly how that one's going to go down, and that'll be fun.
I'm done with Brooks. I'm done. Yeah, he lost his last fight, justly.
Yes, he did.
And he should have lost his fight before that.
First fight. Yeah, true.
So I mean, it's whatever. But you know who would be great?
Yeah.
Even though he just fought, Ryan Benoit.
Benoit would be a good one.
That would be a great first fight in the UFC.
Benoit looked pretty damn good too.
He looked great.
He
did get wobbled right before that finish. He got caught with that punch, and he was rocked. But his opponent did not follow up and decided to showboat, and got caught with that kick / knee straight to the jaw. Went nighty-night.
Yeah, no, Benoit looked great. That would be a good and tough first UFC fight for our boy Shorty.
It would definitely show where Shorty stands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Shorty looked good. He shelled up a little bit much again against a bigger fighter. I could see the need to do that more. I don't think he'd be shelling up as much against Benoit. I think he'd be able to get inside on him and do some serious work. That'd be fun. And then again, Benoit would be a good fight for him. That'd be a real good fun fight for Shorty. I can't wait.
That'd be great. I mean, it might be too quick of a turnaround for Benoit.
Yeah, I think so. Benoit was in a pretty decent war up there until he got that third round TKO.
Yeah, but that was actually a really good fight, though, man. That was one of the few really good fights. I know there was the fight. Some people think they're entertaining.
Camacho.
That's fine, but yeah, that's why I said one of the few. I was gonna talk about that. That fight was not a good fight, and I'm gonna hold on before you jump on me. I'm gonna let
you talk, brother.
That was a sloppy, drunken brawl inside of a cage. It was not technical. There was no skill involved for the most part. It was aside from when Brown had his back and was going for the choke. How Camacho got out of that, I'll never know. But I'll be damned if that wasn't entertaining as fuck.
that was. I was thinking what was going on. That was Griffin Bonner 1, about 50 pounds lighter.
Yeah, see, I mean? and that's what a lot of people don't remember too about Griffin Bonner 1 is it wasn't a good fight. It was an entertaining brawl, but it was not
entertaining fight.
I mean, it was
just like
it was not technically. It was not like there was no technique involved. Everybody thinks it calls it the greatest fight in UFC history, which would be completely wrong, especially on this day, the anniversary of Shogun versus Henderson which is one of the greatest fights of all time.
Yeah, that fight gives me chills. That was
today is the anniversary.
That was the last UFC card I watched with James before he got sick.
Damn, what a good card for him to fucking go out on then, huh?
Yeah, and oddly enough, the last one we watched when he was sick was Hendo Shogun 2. That was the last one we watched.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember I watched with him. We watched it at Jeff's at one of his kids' birthday parties one year at his old place. Your brother.
Yeah.
He showed up and all that stuff. That was when, let's see if I can remember. That was Shogun Forrest Griffin.
Yep.
Happened on that card. Barbosa versus Ross Pearson. Trying to remember the main event. I'm pretty sure it was a title fight.
I don't remember. I can't pull the Ariel Helwani where I could give me a UFC number and tell you the top 5 fights on that card.
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
Yeah.
I remember that card. It was Forrest Griffin versus Shogun 2. Shogun knocked Forrest Griffin out.
Yeah.
And then Forrest Griffin proceeded to run out. And we all thought it was bad at the time.
He ran out. That was Anderson Silva.
It was Silva versus no, he ran out with Shogun too. But the main event, it was UFC 134, Silva versus Okami.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Minotauro Nagiro and Brendan Schaub on that card as well. So
yeah, that was a good fight.
Back when everybody thought Eric Silva was going to be a beast.
Well, he was. I mean, until he got broke, until he realized that he was stoppable, and then he just lost it all. And then that head
memory lane.
Yeah. No, it's funny because you can look at a fight like Camacho Brown and say, man, that was a great fight, like, entertaining fight, right? But technically, it wasn't sound. And you can go look at one of the most technically sound fights and go, that wasn't a great fight at all. You can look at Woodley versus Wonderboy 2. Technically, that was and we've talked about this. Technically, it was a super duper good fight based upon strategies and skill sets and how to not expose yourself. Phenomenal, but it was boring as shit. Technically sound as a mofo, but boring as shit. Camacho Brown, technically unsound as they come, exciting as fuck.
Yeah, you got me there, man. I guess I probably should have. I should have just probably clarified this before when I talk about fights. At least when it comes to MMA, when I say if it's a good fight or not, I know they're all fights, whether it's a sloppy brawl or technically proficient, back and forth war. They're all fights. So when I say, it's not a good fight, but it was entertaining as fuck, I'm just trying to say it is sloppy. That's all.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's still a fight. So when I'm saying it's not a good fight, even though it was a good fight, I'm pretty sure I'm coming off confusing. That's what I mean, though. When I say it wasn't really a good fight, it doesn't mean it wasn't entertaining. It just means it was just sloppy with no technique involved. So
yeah, I try to clarify between entertaining and boring. That way, there's no assumption of skill. Any of these fighters, the skill is all there, but there's no assumption of technical skill during that said fight. And that's all. Camacho looked great.
They both looked really good, and Camacho earned a lot of fans, I would think, after the fight, especially because he did come in overweight for this fight. So came in at 160 for a lightweight fight. So he was uneligible for his fight night bonus. It obviously won fight of the night, well deserved, well justly justified.
Not only did he lose out $50K, but he also lost 20% of his purse to Damian.
Right.
Damian got the $50K plus
20% of his purse. And Camacho was campaigning on social media for his opponent Damian Brown to receive his $50K as well, because he could not win that $50K. That's class.
Yeah, of course it is, man. Because again, we talk about the backswing, the pendulum of these Colby Covington types. I think the people who are decent now feel more of a pressure to show that they're martial artists, not necessarily prize fighters or trash talkers or entertainers. So a guy like Camacho, who is a true martial artist in the full sense of the word, I think, wanted to represent that, and he's a good man. And
speaking
same thing with Brown.
Speaking of people that are decent, at the sake of both of our women hearing this, how decent is Nadia Kesem?
I thought she was a phenomenal fighter tonight, man. Last night she looked great.
Oh, you were talking about that, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, she's a skilled fighter, man. I was really happy. I picked her 5-0 now, professional. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she's hot. I don't care. My fiance doesn't care. But
she's not an unattractive girl.
She's a very
and I don't know if
girl.
that's something that the UFC pushes for. They're looking for the most skilled, most attractive women.
I'm sure they want a combination of both, but judging by how fast they pushed Paige Van Sant when she first popped up into the scene, might be the looks a little more than the talent.
I think with women you have to balance that a little bit more,
which is kind of sad.
On the push. It's sad, but it's true. That's part of marketing.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, going back to what we were talking about earlier with the Ali Act, just the rankings have to mean something, and I think you should push the higher ranked fighters. I really do, because
but if you only sign 8s and up, 6s and up, 7s and up, whatever, then they're all going to be cute, and it doesn't matter who the cutest one is. They're all cute. You know what I mean? And so that's what they do. And I'm going to be completely honest. Who is the best woman fighter in all of MMA?
As of right now,
yeah,
Cyborg.
Okay. Who is probably the least attractive woman in all of MMA?
Jermaine Narandami.
Yeah, right. And they're not pushing either of them.
I was going to say, I'd take Cyborg over her in a heartbeat.
They're not pushing either of them. Cyborg is one of the most skilled fighters in the world. Man, woman.
Cyborg is so nice, though, man. Like, her personality.
She's a sweetheart.
She's got a marketability about her to,
she's a sweetheart.
She looks like a bulldog. But she
looks like Uriah Faber in a sports bra.
But she acts like a poodle. I mean, in a sense, like she's just the nicest person in the world, but she can kill you. That type of thing could be marketable. Her enough. And by the way, December 30th got their main event. At least I think it's the main event so far. Cyborg defending the featherweight title against Holly Holm. So excited for that fight. Until
Nate signs on the dotted line for a fight that's going to push the Ali Act through quicker than greased out shit.
Yeah, they sign that fight. Oh, that's gonna give so much ammunition to Randy Couture and all the pro Ali Act.
Oh yeah, if that fight
supporters.
does happen, you will see the Ali Act enacted in 2018. Mark my words. If that fight happens, it will be the catalyst that makes it happen.
And then Dana's gonna be like, "Well, why? Well, that's why, fucker."
Yeah. But you know what?
I've noticed he's been uncharacteristically quiet about the whole Ali Act recently. So
I can tell you why.
Because he knows it might happen. He's trying to keep himself out of trouble.
Because he is no longer the boss. When he had the Fertittas and him running the company, he was the boss. You know, Frank did a lot. He was a part of it, but the two of them pretty much ran it. They knew what was going on. Now you got someone like Dana White that's like, look, we cannot do this. This is a money fight. It's going to sell something. I know, but we cannot do this. There's this and that. It doesn't matter. We've got $1 billion in debt. You go out there and you sell this fight.
Look, put fights you want together all you want. Just don't make them for the title. You can do money fights without the title.
And
boxing,
you can't do that as a catchweight fight because there's no way Woodley's going to make anything less than 170. He can't make 169. He is a big freaking dude.
Man, Woodley deserves so much more respect than he gets. Man, we are just like everywhere today.
Well, you know what? I like this new format where we just kind of, we use tonight. I keep saying tonight. Last night's fight as a catalyst to instigate conversation. I mean, we're on episode number 19,
works.
but we're still working it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm purposely avoiding talking about the main card. So
yeah, I wasn't happy with. I know we've touched on the fights that we enjoyed, and so that's kind of
the main event. I didn't really enjoy it, but there was things that it's the main event. You got to talk about it. But I mean,
yeah, but I did enjoy it because I want to. I'm trying to watch it as more than just a fan of the blood sport aspect of it, which was certainly there in spurts. But I'm trying, because we've talked about this ad nauseum, how my disdain for Woodley fighting against Wonderboy and Maia the way he did. And I don't want to say your argument is winning, because it's not. I still find it unentertaining, but I'm trying to find the silver linings or the gold nuggets or the vein of decency in all these fights. So just like last week when I talked about Albini versus Arlovsky, it wasn't a fun fight, but I tried to find something about it to be positive,
yeah, and the positive for that was Albini living his
like
gimmick.
Living up his nickname. Yeah. No. So, again, I liked, the positive for me in this week's main event was seeing that Tybura looked good, like he belonged in there with the top guys. That's all. And Werdum, his stamina looked great, and that's that. But was it, it wasn't a boring fight. I mean, I think Werdum threw more punches in a heavyweight 5-round fight than any other fighter besides Cain Velasquez last night. So, I mean, that was something. He had a lot of significant strikes. So, good pace. Just, it wasn't bad overall. But I think
It's fair.
We touched the main card, and then the main event,
well,
and then whatever.
I'm over this card. I'm over that card already. So, we got to make this a little short. So let's jump up to UFC Fight Night 122. Let's talk about next week. Let's talk about this coming.
Kevin?
Yeah, versus Kevin. Yeah, nice throwback too. Anyways, everybody, so in case everybody wanted to know what this joke was with the Kevin thing, is I was recording the intro, and I had to do another take because I had a Freudian slip and called him Kevin, and I wasn't going to leave that in the intro, so I had to re-record it. Yes, I know it's Kelvin, but it was a Freudian slip, and I'm not going to leave that slip inside my show. I'll do it when we're recording live, but I won't do it on a pre-recorded intro. That's goddamn
Not if we're going to pre-record and we have the ability to edit it.
Yeah, that's
why would we do
damn
that?
sure that's not happening.
Yeah.
So,
Bisping,
Bisping. So Anderson Silva gets popped again. Sorry,
what?
You're off the GOAT
40
list.
years old on the juice.
There's not even. Yeah, like what Joe Rogan said. If you're 40 years old and fighting, and you're not on testosterone.
Yeah, you're fucking insane.
Yeah. But he's popped again by USADA, so his career is pretty much done. He gets taken out of the greatest of all time discussion in my mind because of it. Because now it takes everything into question with his second failed test.
I think it puts an asterisk by his name for sure. Just same thing with John Jones.
Definitely does. To me, it leaves Mighty Mouse and GSP right now. Argue about those two all you want. That's fine.
Yeah, they're the two that need to be in the argument. Yeah, you're right.
Bisping steps in on, 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
3 weeks notice
to take on a killer. And not just choked unconscious, knocked out. He was pretty much knocked out. Those elbows that were dropped on him, he went out at least once. And came back through.
Cleared.
And the ref how he got cleared, I'll never know. But you know what? If you don't give Michael Bisping the respect he deserves for how many times he's jumped in on short notice and saved cards...
Why do we have to go over this every time about people need to give Bisping respect? Why don't they give Bisping?
He's a warrior.
What is it about him that people don't give him the love for?
The guy's a warrior, man. He deserves all the respect in the world. Whether you love him or hate him, you got to at least respect him. Because he's about to walk in with a killer, and I'm not sure if he's ready for this fight.
I don't either. Again, this is what kills me. It's the affinity I have for certain fighting styles, I think, are the reason that kill me in my picks and my fights, because I love Bisping's fighting style. I love a guy who obviously didn't against GSP, use the jab, use the distance, keep the range, good boxing, good footwork. To me, that's one of my favorite things to watch is a good stand-up striker who can manage and gauge distance. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that on the show before, but I'm a big fan of that. Always have been.
What?
Footwork, distance management.
Footwork.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna throw that out there so it all makes sense to everybody. After 19 episodes,
I mean, it's not just
in your.
It's not in your profile or anything
Yes,
for the
that's
website.
in my bio. But I think when utilized properly, that is going to win fights if you can utilize it properly. But now that means that Kelvin has to, who is shorter, whose reach is less, he's going to have to get inside on Bisping, right? You start the fight at a distance. And so if you can manage it, you can win. But you're also in a cage, which doesn't technically have corners, but you can make corners by you cutting the cage off. And Kelvin can get in there. And Kelvin's boxing is nothing to bat an eye at. You know what I mean? Like, or I don't even know what turn of phrase I'm trying to use here.
But yeah, no, I agree. His boxing, I think he puts Bisping to sleep. I do. I think this is just way too quick of a turnaround for Bisping after taking that much damage. And I know this is his second to last fight before he retires. He said he's going to retire in London.
Yeah.
In March. I'm hoping he doesn't get too damaged in this fight where he's out that long to where he's going to miss that fight. That's what scares me about this for him. I mean, I don't think he's going to win this fight. I don't. I think Kelvin starches him. It's just on short notice. It's just a bad matchup for Bisping.
Well, for Bisping, it's the same fighter as GSP from Bisping's perspective. A shorter, smaller guy who's looking to get inside of you, and inside on you, and take you down. And ground and pound you, because Kelvin's got decent jiu-jitsu, but he's not going to submit Bisping. Not likely unless Bisping, makes a mistake and scrambling like he did against GSP. But GSP is a much better jiu-jitsu practitioner in my mind than Gastelum. But it's the same fight, so it's not like he needs to go through a new training camp. Everything that he wanted to do against GSP is the same stuff he wants to do against Gastelum. So that aspect,
3 weeks notice, I don't think he's going to be able to.
Correct. That aspect of the short notice doesn't bother me so much as Gastelum's hand speed.
This 2C IPA gets a little better after you drink enough. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, it looked like you've been going for the amaretto flavor, and this one maybe was a little. What was it about this one? It wasn't bad. You're just saying is a little too sweet.
Wasn't great. Just so everybody knows, our beer of the week isn't something that we enjoy. We're trying to just do a new one that we've never tried.
Yeah, just explore something new and have an
stuff out. For it. We're sticking with the IPAs right now, new IPA brands because we like IPAs. But we are going to branch out soon.
New Year's resolution is only one IPA per week or per month.
There you go, man. Hey, there you go. I like that. So we're going to branch out, but this isn't the best IPA in the world. It's still an IPA, so it's better than most beers. It's got a 6.5% alcohol by volume, 68 IBU, but won't drink it again unless they pay us money.
That's why these are not sponsors.
yeah. We're not. In the beginning we were saying sponsored by is just for the hell of it, but no, they're not sponsors.
No,
they're just our choice for beer of the week that we're drinking. Unless they want to sponsor us, won't be a beer of the week again. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but if you want to sponsor us, it's the best beer I've ever had.
Yeah, best beer ever.
Back to this card.
Event. Yeah, but getting off the main event though, real quick.
Yeah. What's the next fight you've got?
There's only one other fight on this fight. I mean, I'm going to look forward to the entire card, but there's only one other fight that I'm really looking forward to. Like really looking forward to,
really?
And
it's on the
it's on the preliminary card, man.
Bruce Leroy?
Nope, it's on the preliminaries. It's the preliminary main event on Fight Pass. The return, his second fight in the UFC, of Zabit Magomedsharipov. Yeah. Remember that fucker? Yeah, that kid is beast at featherweight, man.
I know. I don't know. I'm just. It's been a long time, man. I don't know what he's gonna do.
He's a beast, dude. He made his UFC debut against Mike Santiago in September, and he was like a cross between I think we said during that on that review show, he's a cross between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, he's fun, man. I just don't know what he's gonna do against Moraes.
He could take him. He could take it out, man. I think it's a fight that he's being given to be showcased. I think they're trying to build him up.
I hope so.
Yeah, I really do. I think it's a great fight.
I think he's going to use his wrestling in this one. He's going to be more Nurmagomedov in this one.
It would be fun.
Moraes is a KO specialist. Half of his wins have come by KO, other half by decision. He's not going to submit you. His ground game's not there.
Yeah, Shaman Reyes is good. He's 9-1, and he's really good. He's only 27 years old. He's not going to be a pushover, that's for sure. He's coming straight from the World Series of Fighting, where he beat Luis Palomino, Robbie Peralta, former UFC fighter.
There you go.
He did lose to Marlon Moraes, but a lot of people lose to Marlon Moraes. So, he did have that title fight with Marlon Moraes. He was undefeated at the time, but Shaman Moraes is good.
He's really good. That's why that's why I'm just trying to think of how Zabit is going to beat him. I think he's going to use his. I don't think he wants to stand in. Not that he's afraid to. He's a smart fighter, and I think he's going to want to beat it, get in and out as quick as possible. I think he takes him down. I think he ground and pounds him.
It's very possible.
I don't know if he submits him, but I think he ground and pounds him. But
it should be just a really fun piece of trivia here. Is Shaman Moraes in his second fight did beat the infamous Pedro Nobre, also known as a guy who lost in a flyweight title fight in Titan FC to Jose Shorty Torres.
Yep, lost his belt to Shorty.
Yeah, so no, it's really good. I'm looking forward to the fight. So that's the Fight Pass preliminary main event. Magomed Sharipov versus Shaman Moraes. Dude, I can't wait for this fight, man. And next week,
is this whole card on Fight Pass, right?
I think so. It is all on Fight Pass. So hey, you know what? There is no Fight Pass preliminary main event. It's all just going to be back to back to back. I love these cards because sometimes they end sooner than you think. They're a lot quicker. It flows a lot better, a lot smoother.
Yeah, there's no the commercial breaks and the waiting in between fights to make sure that this fight happens at this time is not there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good card. Oh, before we go too far into this, who won our Pick'em League this week?
You thought I was going to forget, but I was actually going to get to that at the end of the show.
Oh, were you? I just wanted to make sure you didn't forget, because we don't really have an established platform.
We don't. I was going to talk about it. I was going to talk about it towards the end, right before we were doing our social media. You thought I was going to forget. You thought I was going to purposely not do it, but I was. I was actually waiting. I've been waiting for you to actually try to bring it up. But the winner of MMA to the Max is UFC Fight Pick'em League this week for this event was Zane Hudson. Hudson, what? That's a weird last name. It's almost like if she's married to somebody that I know.
I think she is related to this, one of the staff members of the show. Yeah. Me, you dickhead, the beautiful woman married my
your wife. Congratulations. I'm glad to see the fact that she has no life and just sits there and just researches the fight every week is coming to fruition. Oh God, I can't wait.
No, actually, we are getting ready for our little guy Ian's birthday party. So we had his birthday yesterday, and we're getting all ready, and we're starting to go. And I'm like, babe, your picks in yet? She goes, oh, crap, no. So she went through and got them all in probably like 20, 30 minutes, but she still did her research real quick before we took off and made sure she had it, and she did a good job, man.
Congratulations to her. She did. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Good job, babe.
I mean, she's not going to win at the end of the year because, I don't know. She might. I mean, it's just like playing poker with somebody
like this.
It's just like playing poker with somebody who's never played poker before, man. They just never know when to fold. So it's like you don't want to play with those people. She just, casual. That just does her research. Good for her though. She's gonna win. That's the name of the game, right?
She does her research. It's not like she just, oh, this guy's got a cute haircut. Click here. Oh my gosh, look at that. He stands funny. I don't like him. No, she goes in there, sees who they fought, recognizes the names, looks at how they finish fights, what round they usually finish it in versus their opponent, and she puts the time and effort in, man. And give her credit. And that's something that that's where maybe if one thing being
okay, man, we're giving her too much credit. We didn't give all the other winners this much credit, man. Come on.
No. That's my wife, dude. She gets all the credit in the world. But no, I'm just saying, like me, I know some of these fighters, and like I was saying before, my picks, I think too much about, well, they can do this, they can do that, and that's what bites me in the butt. I think I get too tied into a fighting.
Congratulations to her. Good job, Zane. Good job on the win. Joe, all right. I think we went past the allotted time we were going to do. I know you're not feeling too well, and I've got plans. And let's social media it up, man.
All right. If you'd like to get a hold of me on Twitter, that is JoeHud45 on Twitter. or you can get a hold of me on Instagram at MMA to the Max Joe. And again, it's always the number 2.
Nice clarification.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to get a hold of me on Twitter, it's at It's Rock Robster, no apostrophe, obviously. Get a hold of me on Instagram at MMA the Max Rob, as Joe just specified. It is the number 2. Find our show on Twitter at MMA the Max Show, and then find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/MMA the Max Podcast. That's where we post all of our shows. And if you don't want to find us there on Facebook, and why would you not? You can always find us on our parent website. That's w2mnet.com for all your sports, including MMA, wrestling, football, soccer, baseball, basketball needs. They will cover everything as well as pro wrestling. You can also find video games, everything you can find, everything you need, movies. Find it at w2mnet.com. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a show. So,
thank you.
Yeah, that appreciate it. You got anything else, Joe, or should we sign off for the week?
You know what, man? Again, I apologize for my under the weatherness. Hopefully, I didn't ramble too much and say too many stupid things. But thanks for listening.
That's okay.
See you guys
We're
next
coming
week.
off a good show, so it's
I think
all right.
so.
We could have a bad show. We had a good show last week. I enjoyed
Had a good
it.
show last week.
Yeah, I wasn't super drunk, so I was able to listen. So,
You know, when we don't get obliterated, we tend to come across less assholey.
that's right. That's a good point. All right. Well, fuck. All right, let's get out of here, man. Hey, go take some medicine and pass the fuck out.
Will do.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week for episode number 20.
The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.